Hello, you all. Thank you for tuning in. We're going to jump right into this lace class that I'm teaching. First, I had my student to go ahead and bleach her knots and her infamous braid to the back braid down. I braided half and she finished the other. She's not real comfortable with braiding, but she did get the job done. Now we're going to jump right into the ball cap method, where I have her to put freeze spray so she can see the outline of her hair. Then we're going to go back with the lace adhesive to just outline her hairline so that we can know where to cut and so that the cap will be, stuck to her head and not moving at all. Also, I feel as though it's extra security for your wig because it is sticky after it's, we dry it out. It's not completely dry. So I also feel like that's extra security for her wig. Right now we're just smoothing the lace adhesive back just to create a thin layer so it won't be clunky looking. And we're going to focus on the ear tab because the ear tabs are the one that comes up first. So we're just going to make sure that those are completely dry. And like I say, it's not going to be all the way dry, but we want to make sure that it's 90% dry. Then I'm just going to have her to sew that cap down all the way around the back from ear to ear, starting with that last braid, going up underneath the braid in the back, and then go all the way around. We're just going to blend with the makeup. We went a shade darker for her cap, which is always the secret to creating that perfect scalp for my client. And then now I'm just teaching her how to pluck. She already knew how to pluck, but she just needed like a little refresher. Then we moved on to go ahead and putting makeup on the lace. I didn't do lace tint with her only because the beginner level is makeup, and we all know you have to be a little more seasoned for the lace tint because we know that sometimes it doesn't dry all the way, which causes the lace to lift. So the makeup did a great job. It looks good. It's blended in with her forehead. So we're going to move on to the next part. And right here, we're just looking at the placement as of right now. So when we do put the lace adhesive on, we can just lay it right down where we placed it beforehand. In order to create a very flawless laid frontal wig, we must create the tension. So I had my student to get her client to hold her lace down on one side while we cut the other, and we're going to do vice versa. Be very careful while cutting your client's lace. If you're not comfortable with your client's ear being there, you can have your client to politely hold her ear down. You don't want to nip your client because it hurts. I've done it before and it makes me feel so bad. So please just be very careful. And if you're not 100% on cutting the lace around your client's ear, please make sure that your client is holding her ear down. I recommend it for my student to go ahead and use a clip to hold the hair just so she can see where she's going. As you guys can see, I didn't have a clip because, it's easier for me to do it. But this is how I started out. I used that clip just to see where I'm going. Now she has her client to hold her ear while she's finishing off the cut. Super proud of my client. The install is already looking good. She took every tip that I told her and she used it properly. We placed some BossSis lace protecting down before we place the lace adhesive on, and we're going to do 3 layers. Right now I'm just going to show her how to distribute the lace adhesive with making sure she put enough, but also spreading each layer thin as possible. Like I was saying before, we're gonna take the glue this time towards the face and not away from the face. You may have to pick some of the glue up and move it back if it's a little bit too much for her hairline. However, we are always going to work really quickly and just make sure we're spreading the layers towards her face, because if we go back away from her face, that will cause the cap to roll up and your lace frontal will not lay as flat as you need it to go. Decided to help my student distribute the lace adhesive quicker because the other side was beginning to dry, and just showing her, you know, how she can move at a quicker pace. After we applied the 3 layers, we went ahead and laid the lace directly into the position that we laid it in before we applied the lace adhesive. Also, don't forget, whatever you are doing, we need to create tension. So always get your client to hold her lace in place, just so that we can have a tighter fit for the frontal. We all know that you must dry the glue once applied. So this is what she's doing right now, just making sure that that glue is sitting inside, well, not inside, but you know, to her skin the way that we need it to. Now she's gonna put the melt band on, and then we're going to start the styling process. Before hopping into curling, we always go ahead and part and then use the hot comb to flatten the install more, just so you can see where you're going. When you're styling, well, when you're doing a frontal period, you want to have vision of where you're going, so it has to be strategic. So go ahead and place your wax on and then start with your hot comb process. And I just pretty much, you know, began to show her how to properly use the hot comb. And it's not the teeth that does the work, but it's actually that little bar right there that's on the other end of the teeth that does the work. So if you are starting out and you've never used a hot comb, I would recommend that you buy a plug-in hot comb. I like to use the stove, but that's because I've been using it before. But my client just dove right in. She already had an idea how to use it, and she's just perfecting her skills. I'm so proud of her. She did an exceptional job. Look at it. Look how excited she is. She got to take those pictures before we even cut the lace. So right now we're just cutting the lace, and it may look like a white residue a little bit, but we're going to go in and we're going to fix that. On this part, I pretty much just push the hair back from where the majority of the lace is laid, and whichever part of the lace tends to lift up, I like to place lace adhesive down on there, stick it down, and then I just go from looking at that to where it needs to be cut more or customized more. This is a very tedious process. You want to make sure that you're placing the lace adhesive directly on the skin and not the lace. Sometimes you may get a little bit on the lace, but that's okay because it will dry. But just try your best to not place it on the lace. And I'm just showing my student exactly how I do it so that she can do every other side that needs to be done. And also, when I lay it down, I don't push it down with my hand. I just like to place it down with the comb, and you see how the comb just makes it a very easy process to go ahead and do. in and fix all the areas that's needed to be fixed, we go ahead and separate our baby hairs so that we can know exactly where we want our baby hairs to go. And look how good that looks, y'all. I'm super proud of my student. She is doing a very good job. So then we went into pinning her hair up, the part that was styled already, away from the phone so it wouldn't get wet or anything. Then we decided to curl her baby hair so that the transition could be a lot smoother. If you are not seasoned, I would not recommend this. But if you are, go ahead and do it at your leisure. Just be careful enough to not burn your client. So I just practically did one side to just show her how I do them, how I form them. And then she did the other side and it came out perfect. She loved them. She said they were the best baby hairs she's ever done. And we're almost at the end, you guys. And the reveal. Oh, yes, honey. This is what I'm talking about. Laid and slayed. My student she is doing an awesome job right now. She's feeling confident and she's just ready to dive in, take new clients. I mean, she's doing an awesome job. So right now we're just going to finish the styling. I'm going to comb out her baby hairs and then place the Got To Be cream on there so they can set in and won't move at all. So yeah. Now we're going to do more blending with the makeup. This is the finished look. And we're just really blending in the makeup that is her shade. Look how flawless that looks. Oh my goodness. So yeah, the makeup makes a big difference. Not a huge difference because it was already laid, but the makeup put the extra touches on it, honey. Do you hear me? And now she's just really working on that hairline, making sure that it looks straight. And then she's gonna go in for the part. Yes, for the install, honey. I'm telling you all, BossSis Lace Classes 101 is well worth it. Look how flawless this looks. The client is happy. My student is just so comfortable with doing it. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I will be uploading more classes as they come. So look how happy she looks, y'all. The flawless install is just like, what? Thank y'all. See y'all next time.